We want to take a few minutes of your time today. We're going to feed you. We want to talk to you benefits about staying in the Guard. We want to talk about how critical you are to this organization. We want to talk about your benefits and the options you've got at this point, because all of you have an option. At this time, I'll give you about a 2-second drill. We're going to make our way to eat. After that, we'll talk to you some, and then we're going to talk about the ones of you who have already re-enlisted potentially, or the ones of you who want to talk about your options, the ones of you who have already processed your paperwork. So we'll direct you at that point in time. With that, I want to give you 2 seconds worth of information and tell you that again, I appreciate your time here. I hope the meal was good. I'd like to take a few minutes and have the leadership talk to you, and then we're going to give you some options and talk to you a little more about re-enlisting. With that, Major General I'm sorry, Colonel Bain. You'll get it.
Hey, just real quick, I want to thank all y'all for being here today. I know a lot of y'all, I didn't have a choice, sir, because you told me to come to this luncheon. But at the end of the day, I want to thank you for what you do, for what you stand for, and for your service to not just for this country, but to this unit. I cannot do, this unit cannot do, and you, oh, by the way, no matter what any state staff says or whatever, you are the cash cow for the state of Mississippi. You are the one that brings money, employment. There's 638 people who have full-time jobs because of you traditional people who are sitting up in these seats. So a lot of these people sitting up on these walls, they're here to try to get you to stay in the Guard. I'm a traditional dude just like you. Do that, right? You know, so we need you. We need the 155 to stay in Mississippi. We believe in what we do, and I thank you for your service and you getting away from your family and from your normal life to come out here and play in the field with me. I can't do it alone. I need all 3,756 soldiers of the 155 to come out here and do this. But to be able to facilitate that, you're a little different. Y'all know that the op tempo of this brigade is more than, I had to check out the 6th Troop Command and the Special Forces Unit, but I dare say you go to the field more than anybody else in the state of Mississippi. Cool? Cool. All right, so that can be good and it can be bad, right? For some of us old folks, like Sergeant Wagner over here, myself, and some of you other people, Freeman and the boys in the back, and Heron and the guys who I've been in with for 20 plus years, you know, it's starting to hurt a little bit. But, you know, Sergeant Hogan, I need you. I need you to teach Sergeant Purser what she needs to do. You know, some of us old gray-headed people, you know, you got to be here for the unit to survive. And we weren't going to survive. This unit 4 years ago was going to divest. The federal government was taking the cuts of force structure through the active component, and this unit was gone. 638 full-time jobs, 3,756 traditional jobs, $1.4 billion worth of equipment sitting down there by the Gibbs Mates package, which full-time people pull maintenance on, gone. See, you know who did that? Do you know who brought this unit back? You did. You did for going to the field. You did for going and shooting gunnery. You did for the high tempo, because this unit went and showed the federal government and the Department of the Army and the active component and the National Guard Bureau, who had different units of measure on how they were going to get rid of a unit. We went and said, hey, us Mississippians will end up doing it. We're going to bring it to the plate. And 155, the Dixie Thunder Brigade, has always brought. We cashed every doggone check that's ever been written by anybody at the head shed, whether that was S410, OIF 3, OIF 9. This brigade has ponied up, went downrange, and cashed those checks. That's not the norm in the National Guard. All right? You were doing stuff that other Guard units aren't doing. We went from a unit who was being divested to a unit that had the 1st Cav Division commander sitting out there going, I want some of this right here. You know, and he wasn't going, hey, Jeff Ann, I like you, I want you to be my drinking partner and ride my horses. He was saying, hey, I'm watching all you soldiers out there doing breaches, doing field artillery, doing offensive operations, doing maintenance, bringing the OR rate of this brigade. all the combat enablers of this brigade have ponied up. You are a national level asset, strategic level asset. I'll tell you that General Collins right now, you know, he's the big tag up on campus. But it's not because of the efforts of all the units in the state of Mississippi. It's because of you. It's because of what you're doing and what you're bringing to the plate. For that, I thank you. I appreciate what you do. I thank you for being here, and I appreciate you saving this brigade. So no matter what anybody tells you, I mean, you heard the papers and everything. If you ask, well, why did he do that? And why, there was no one person, it was the 155 who ended up saving it. We struggle with the family of the Dixie Thunder Brigade because we're here all the time. And I believe that the system has failed us. It is a state system, it has select, train, and promote, but we are no longer a community-based operation. Your partners who you were sitting around at these tables, BSTB, South Haven all the way down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, you got Vicksburg all the way to Meridian. Saw an E6TC tanker yesterday drive from Lawrenceville, Georgia, just so he could tank. We do not have community-based guard units any longer. So it is hard to support you. It is hard to identify you, and it's hard to have some kind of community together that brings the esprit de corps and makes the guard family, because we got the push and the pull of the two families, right? Mama or daddy back in the house, he don't like you gone. Mama don't like you gone. Mama happy, everybody's happy, right? You know, so the guard in the 155 up tempo, hey, let's go ahead and throw it out there. You know, I'm not making Mama happy by putting a training schedule out there that has 55 units on it, right? So I got to figure out how I make Mom or Dad happy back at the house. I got the same conflicts you do. Somebody had to keep the dog. Okay, it's snowing in Georgia today. I got 3 kids. I don't have one, but 2 neighbors are at the house right now, you know, playing Xbox with all kind of junk in the basement and stuff. You know, my wife is hot at me right now. She is ticked off. I share the same things you do, but you got a guard family. You got a guard family which is not as much commitment. Absolutely not. But I have a guard. I love every one of y'all. I love this unit. I love what it does. If I didn't like tanking and Bradley and infantry and hanging around Joe, I'd have been gone. Because this thing isn't making money for me. It is making long-term money though. So they're going to get up here and we're going to talk about some benefits and why you need to stay up in the guard. I would tell you it's not all about money. It's not all about insurance. But hey, I had to call Lieutenant Colonel Ollier to figure out what's this retirement thing about. Hell, I'm getting old. How many points I got? I don't know what the retirement benefits are. You know, I'm not sure. Not everybody. We the system and the unit have failed in educating our soldiers on not to pay today, but what we're going to get up in the future. All right. So it's not all about what your drill check is. It's about your insurance. It's about your retirement. It's about the VA, and a lot of us are working for what I'm going to get up in the future. My wife's 401k does not pay what my retirement will. With Obamacare, every insurance went up. It costs more to get coverage. What stayed the same? TRICARE. All right. You know, so I'm not sure that I've educated Sergeant Hogan that he knows what all is due to him and what he can get. So I have messed retention up. I take that. It's my problem. I've tried all kind of stuff. It hadn't worked, and that's the reason why you got fried fish in front of you at the state expense, because I'm trying some new stuff. All right, we hadn't done this before. So at the end of the day, I need to teach you, make you understand that from the brigade commander, I need you. I want to look every one of you in the eye and say, I can't do this without you coming to a drill. But it's not just you I need to meet and win. I need you and your family on board with me. So I got to educate and say, hey, this is what you're getting out of the guard. I mean, the guard is a marriage. You got to get something out of it, right? You know, you married a lady or you married a man, it's a give and take relationship. So's the guard. It's got its peaks and it's got its valleys. Sometimes when the weather's good, your tank's ginning, maintenance is good, you know, it's shooting straight. Man, it's good to be in the guard. Nothing's going on back at the house. It's like a good hobby. SEC ball game weekends, the guard stinks because your team is back playing and I missed the ball game. December 4th of every year is my birthday, and I miss it every year because it's what? Guard drill. All right, so guard, you know, and the guard's good whenever I don't have a job and they got some RMAs or they got some extra money, I can run down there and go pay some utility bills. The guard is bad when I'm making a killing, and I don't need to go and my employers on me, right? I failed you right there. I said employers. I got to get back into those employers. Again, the system is hampering me in that because I got employers all the way from South Haven down to the Mississippi Gulf to the Gulf Coast. I've been geeking it up. I got to go figure it out. I'm massing the herds behind me, and I'm going to get some support, and I figured this out. Some of I want to talk about a little bit about generation changes. You don't realize what you represent. You don't realize, I mean, this is a jacked up world which we're living in nowadays. The threats that we're living in today are not the threats in which everybody who's on this wall who have gray hair and who are bald faced whenever we were coming up as lieutenants or captains or out of high school. What you're living through today is a jacked up world. But you in that uniform for what you're serving in this country, you duty, honor, country, you are a generational changer, and you may not even recognize it. Sergeant Cooks, who goes back to his, maybe your niece, your nephew, your neighbor, if they see you and you don't even know it, you're bringing security, you're bringing stability, and you stand for, whether you know it or not, you stand for the freedom of this country. That's a generational change. And people are looking at you going, hey, he's not on dope, I hope. You're not on dope. Your height, weight, PT is good. You've been in the military. You're organized. You're clean cut. Your bad habits are at a minimum. You are a game changer. Not just for yourself, but for your whole family. You are a generational changer. And half of you don't even realize what you stand for. You know, you are the purity of this country, which brings, I mean, and I go back to my Sergeant Major card that talks about the Army Code and the Army the values. That's where the rubber meets the road. You are changing by you being in the military. So let's quit thinking about us and what I'm getting out of this paycheck, but what I'm standing for and what I'm really. I know deep down up in your heart, every one of y'all needed something to join the Guard. I did. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go serve my country and go get up in the Guard. That sounds like a great, hell no, I needed some college education and to pay the light bill, you know? So, I mean, when I was at E5, I was doing, you know, I wasn't even paycheck to paycheck. I was under paycheck to paycheck, asking for RMAs, you know, just I've been there. I've seen it. Which ought to be another reason, hell, if I can stay in and do this thing, anybody can, you know what I'm saying? So, recognize that you're important. Recognize that I need you. Recognize that the Army needs you, the 155, the state, your family, your neighbors. This is bigger than just you. And it's not about what your drill check is. We're going to talk to you about some benefits and stuff up there. But I need you to recognize that this is a long-term relationship. This is about me and you being married, making sure everything gets paid, making sure mom is happy, daddy's happy, making sure that your employer's happy, because I don't need to be reaching out just to you. And I'm not reaching out just to the young kids. I need every one of you. Big, short, tall, old, young. I need every one of y'all. I can't lose anyone. So whatever we got to do, you got to issue Sergeant Freeman. I'm from Brookhaven. I'm driving 3 hours to drill. I'm from Brookhaven, and I'm a 91 Alpha. I want a lateral. And guess what his battalion commander just told me this morning? Wherever Dykes is. I'm short 91 Alphas. Well, guess what's going to happen this afternoon? I got it. Hey, well, my revenue CCO said I couldn't transfer. Let's get to the table. Let's fix this stuff, and let's not leave the brigade. Appreciate it. General.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Major General Collins, I would like to welcome everybody here for this luncheon today. And I want to take a few minutes and talk to everybody and just let you know, kind of pile on some of the things that Colonel Van said, but to kind of give you a big picture view of why you, each and every one of you in this room, are important to the overall defense of this nation. So the United States, there are about 300 million people that live here. And if you take every single person that's wearing a uniform, whether it's Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Reserves, Guard, whatever they are, that number comes up to just about 2.4 million. So in the big scheme of things, there's less than 1% of the entire population of the United States that's currently serving in any kind of uniform. Now, just like Colonel Vance said, the world we live in is a mess. And if you ask a whole bunch of the really, really smart folks that are up there paying attention to what the biggest threats to our nation are right now, the really smart guys will tell you that this $20 trillion debt that the United States currently has is a bigger problem as ISIS. They would tell you, I mean, nobody would have guessed 2 years ago that the 101st Airborne Division out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky would have been over in West Africa setting up Ebola clinics. I mean, it's just so unbelievable with what's going on in the world and the number of folks that we have that are protecting our interests around this globe, you know, is so small. I mean, when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, and I know there's a whole bunch of decisions that will be made here today. There's folks that have already decided they're going to re-up. There's folks that hadn't decided, and there's folks that's just not going to re-up no matter what. I mean, and I got it. I want to thank you personally for your service. I want to thank you for what you've done for us up to this point. But I will tell you that going back to the debt situation, going back to those things that we got, for you to walk out the door and for a recruiter to go find a new kid, test him, get him in, send him to training, I think they've calculated that out. That's about a $75,000 or $80,000 bill that the U.S. government is picking up. That we've already paid. I mean, it's that bill was paid when I went. It was paid when you went, and it's been paid once already. So all we're doing is just adding to the problem that we have in Washington. I will tell you that I've only been the Assistant Adjutant General since about the end of October, so I've only been doing this job for a couple of months. I have been fortunate enough. I was one of those kids, just like Colonel Van, when I got in the Guard in 1977, which is pretty hard for me to believe because this coming March it'll be 39 years, which is older than most of y'all in this room. I didn't get in for God honor country. I can promise you, I got in because I needed something to eat. I was hungry. I was trying to figure out how I was going to go to school, and my dad had thrown me out of the house at the age of 17 before I graduated from high school, and I had nothing else. I mean, I had nothing. The Guard has been extremely good for me. I went to work full time for the Guard probably 10 years or so after I had been in. So I was a traditional Guard guy for about 13 years, and then became a federal technician. So I'm telling y'all that to say it's important what you do for us. For one thing, it's important to us for you to stay. It's important, you know, for the nation. It's important for the state, and it's important for the unit. And I think, and I'm not the world's best guy that understands all the benefits and all of those things that come along with staying in the Guard, and that's what we got the smart folks here for today. But I would tell everybody in this room that one of the things that I have asked General Collins to allow me to do as the Assistant Adjutant General is to get about neck deep in the recruiting and retention business, and to try to find out where we have problems, and to talk to each and every one of you guys that may be considering getting out. I want to call you on the phone or have you come to my office or come to your office. I want to come talk to you. I want to find out, you know, why it is that you're deciding at this point or stage in your life that you want to leave. So I will promise every one of you that as time progresses and we go down this road, I'll be talking to you. So once again, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for everything that you have done for this unit and for this state and for this country up to this point. And if there's anything I can do for you at all at the state headquarters, don't hesitate to give me a call, okay? All right, thank y'all.
Thank you, General Brewer. Thank you, sir. At this time, I want to take a minute. We're about to transition into our briefing, but how many of you right now, by show of hands, have already re-enlisted that's here today? All right. At this time, if you could, if you've already done the paperwork to re-enlist, I'd ask you to go ahead and get up, and unless you want to stay for the brief, and you can go ahead and move back to the area where they're handing out the extended defend kits. All right, how many of you in the room? How many of you right straight through the middle and about 1 o'clock right there? How many of you in the room already know that you're going to re-enlist? Re-enlist, extend, etc. Thank you again.